Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Talk Books. I'm here for a brand new video. It's been a while, I know, but I'm getting back into the groove of things. I have a new camera lens. Gonna be ordering a computer soon. Things are set and getting right. I've been in a great reading mood. This year I've read some really great books, so I want to talk to you guys about some books that I've read this month in April. Can't believe April is gone. It is insane. And then I'll discuss with you a few books that I want to read in May. So the first book that I finished this month is this is the wrong one. Okay. So the first book that I finished this month is Last Kiss by Laurelyn Page. This is the second part to First Touch, which I read a couple of years ago. Loved it. I might have spoken about it in a video, but don't quote me on that. I do have like a written review on Goodreads, which I will leave down below. But this book I buddy read with Gwen over at Lavendermud. It was so much fun. I think it's like my new thing now. I think I'm gonna enjoy doing read-alongs, or which I will get into in a second. But I think we're gonna like start buddy reading every month or so, or at least I hope. And yeah, it's really fun to read with someone or with a few people. It just kind of gets you more into the mood. So she read First Touch and she loved it. I was like, okay, maybe we should do Last Kiss because I didn't read it yet and I want to read it. And literally, like I said, the first book I read 2 years ago, and it took me like that to get back into the story, and it felt like no time has passed. And that's how you know a book is good and a storyline is great. I will link her review down below because she goes into really good depth of the story and the characters and her thoughts. But just to sum it up, these are erotica thrillers. These books are about a woman who receives a voicemail from an old friend that indicates that something is in trouble with her. She does whatever she can to try to find her and hope that she is okay. And in a mix of all that, she meets this guy who's dangerous and might have something to do with what is going on with her friend. She kind of gets caught up in this relationship with this guy, and things unravel and secrets are revealed, and it's dark and gritty and intense and not for everyone. But definitely go over and check out Gwen's video. Way more into depth with everything, but just wanted to know that I read this book. I gave it 5 stars and it was great. So the second full book that I read was All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. You guys are probably like, excuse me, that book doesn't come out till like I think August. Well, luckily enough, for the last few years I've been getting arcs of her new releases. So I got All Your Perfects. I started it, I finished it, and you gotta wait for my review. But you all know that Without Merit was a rough one for me. I gave it maybe 2 stars, and I was going into this book not really knowing like what I was gonna get into. I didn't really know much about the book, and the book they don't really give you a lot of information like all her other books. The main plot of the story is a troubled marriage, and that's really all you need to know. So yeah, it's just the in and outs of a troubled marriage and just finding that love again. So it was, I can't get into details, but on Goodreads I did give it 5 stars, just so you know. It was amazing. So when the time comes and it's my day to release my review, you will know all my thoughts. But guys, pre-order that. Now go on Amazon, wherever you buy books, pre-order that book and read it because it was great. The next 2 books I read are poetry books. I haven't really read poetry in a while. It was my kick last year, and now I'm kind of going back into it, which I'm happy about. The first book I'm going to talk about, I read in an ebook form, and I had to buy it right away. 1, because it was breathtaking, and 2, the cover is beautiful. And here it is in all its glory. Soft in the Middle, Poems by Shelby Elaine. Elaine. It talks a lot about body image. I was searching for a poetry book that I could fully relate to. A lot of the poetry books that I've read or that are popular a lot of them focus on first love and heartache. And while I love reading them and they're beautiful and they're great, I just can't relate to that on an emotional level. I could relate to it on a level of like empathy, but I just can't. I just can't emotionally relate to it in that way. But this book, oh, when I was reading this, I screenshotted so many. I screenshotted them because I was reading it on my iPad. Just read this over and over again. I gave it 5 stars. I just couldn't. It was one of those where I just kept. It was a poetry book that you read it once and it made you feel something. You read it again and you read it again and you read it. I read some of these over and over again. Every time it impacted me differently, if that even makes sense. And I just went back. I would go back to them and be like, damn, man. There's moments in these poems where you're just like she gets it. Like someone understands. Like you feel one with this person. And that's what I felt with this book. It's just, oh, it's so good. And if you haven't heard of this author or her poetry, please go ahead and pick it up. It is well worth the read, I am telling you. So definitely do so. The next one I pre-ordered, I got it, it came, I devoured it, and it was everything I expected, but like 10 times more. That is Soul Like Thunder by Sophia Elaine Hansen. I read her first poetry book called Hummingbird, which, I mean, look at the difference. She took stuff that was in Hummingbird, kind of entwined it with Soul Like Thunder, and it just made it like even more like impactful. She developed so much, not just as a writer, but as a person. You just know she put her soul into this book. Her most deep, darkest secrets and thoughts and feelings just poured out into this book. Something that I find interesting is that she talks about her own feelings and the things that she has gone through in her life. She makes it a point to also add things that maybe she doesn't go through. One piece in here that I really loved, and she talked about white privilege. She was going to a bodega and she just got something so basic, and it was just like a simple exchange with the person in the store. And she kind of like put herself in a situation where it was like, what if I was not white? What if I was brown? What if I was black? What if I was Asian? What if I just wasn't who I am? Would she get that same exchange? And it was interesting that she put herself aside and just spoke about things from other people's perspective. Honest with feminism, but she also acknowledges that men have rights and they have say in things, and them too can deal with things that us women go through without being like, oh, but he's a guy, oh, but this, oh, but that. I just adore her as a writer, as a person. Like, she's just such a sweetheart. And if you don't follow her on Instagram or anywhere, please do. She's just a warm person. It's just great to like see, and I just can't wait for her next one and what it's going to be about. So on to May. So I am definitely going to be reading The Sun and Her Flowers by Ruby Kaur. I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I bought it when it came out. I just never read it, which is stupid of me, but I definitely am going to be getting to this. And next month me and Gwen are going to be reading a book together again. It's called Born Darkly, Darkly Madly Duet. So it's going to be a duology by Trisha Wolfe. I'll give you the description. He challenged her sanity. She shattered his reality. They dared each other to brink of madness. A dark and twisted maze awaited criminal psychologist London Noble when she falls for her patient, convicted serial killer Grayson Pierce Sullivan. As she unravels the traps, her sanity tested with each game, she's forced to acknowledge the true evil in the world around her. I've been dying to read a love story where it's like a patient and a doctor, but like more like a psychologist, because it's like more twisted. I know I need help, but like this is like a book up my alley. When I read the description, I was like, yes. I mean, he's a serial killer, but then she falls for him. Why? Like, I need to know all the answers. If you read this book, let me know. We are dying to read it. I'm dying to read it. I need to read it now. Can it be May? That's one that we are going to be reading. And then I had this idea to do like a monthly read along with you guys. Now, I did a poll and you guys picked what book you wanted to read on Instagram. Now, as far as like if people are actually going to do it or if they're just saying yes. So I need help from you guys if you want to read along with us. The book that you guys picked on Instagram is The Road to You by Melissa Toppin. And it's a girl who's like conflicted between two brothers and stuff like that. It's a new adult romance. So it's supposed to be really, really good, and hopefully you guys will read it with me. I will definitely give you more details. Please follow my Instagram. That's where I'll update you guys. But I'll be talking about it again on there just to refresh your memories and to hopefully get a few of you together, and then we'll form like an Instagram group where we'll talk about it and stuff like that. So that's what I'm hoping to do in the next month. So stay tuned for that. That, I believe, are all the books that I really want to read thus far. If any other books come my way, you will know in the next wrap up, which I'm hoping to do if I just stick with reading. If any other books come my way, you will know in the next wrap up, which I'm hoping to do if I just stick with reading. It's fun. I love it. So yeah, that is all that I have read this month and the books that I'm going to be reading next month. And thank you so much for watching and taking the time out to watch me talk about books. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.